I'll yield to...
Oh, almost got me that time.
Nice try.
I'll yield to none.
I'm ready.
Oh, almost got...
Glory is mine.
Oh, almost got me that time.
Prepare yourself.
Meet your maker.
Better luck next.
I'm ready. You're better luck next time. Oh, almost got me that time.
Greet the Reaper.
You
Almost got me that.
glory is mine.
Glory is...
Better luck next.
Almost got me that time.
I'm ready.
It all happened like I knew it would. A single drop of source magic. And, like flies to honey, the monsters swarmed. The rebel panicked. The carnage began. And the Magisters pointed their fingers at me. Just as I'd planned. I was shackled and collared and sent to Fort Joy. I'd come here to kill Godwoken. But instead I became part of their story.
Still a bit groggy, are we? Don't worry. The sedative will wear off soon enough. Easy now. No need to hurry. Get your bearings and report to me upstairs.
Well, look what the dog dug up. You're lucky they didn't notice just how thin you were under those bandages. Although, seeing someone wrapped up like that, they probably thought you had the scabbing plague. Eh? Look, laugh, but don't touch. Better keep that hood down, mind you. The living don't take kindly to seeing their future staring back at them.
An animal sty. Freight or food? Shaking her fluffy coat,
Banded like a chicken's leg, but not much meat on your bones. That may be so, but look at the flies.
With two shakes of her stumpy tail, the sheep turns away from you to peruse her hay-filled mange. Did you expect a needle? Did you expect a needle? Did you expect a needle? Empty.
Why, you're looking a bit more chipper. Yes. Looks, there you are. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest, and he's the chap in charge of the logs. You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters. No. You're alive, and you're having a conversation. You are on a ship, of course, but luckily for us both, we're merely sailing the plain old sea.
Index fingers pressed to her lips, she pauses a moment to give you a scrutinizing gander.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Perhaps I was a bit too generous with that sedative. Oh, well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. In the meantime, all you need to know is that we're en route to Fort Joy. A new life awaits, and if you're a particularly good boy, perhaps a cure as well. An end to sauce. For good.
Good gods! There's been a murder here.
Ugly sight, it burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky no Voidwalker followed the source that did this. Finn didn't see it like that. We'll find out who...
She looks up at...
I was on You're one of the only indisputably innocent people on the... I thought as... Listen, bring me a good lead, and I'll... Thanks.
Please, please, please! I forgot how to sing. I did.
Well, well. What have we here? A fresh face in this stale hell. Let's size you up, shall we?
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetching horse. All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
I'm inspecting your teeth, in case that wasn't spectacular. There's some discoloration, as well as a rather disconcerting lack of tongue and gums, but I've seen worse. After all, one can't expect to find. Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook? And of course, a cook who can't taste is about as useful as a dog in a chess game. On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short, tailor? Goodness gracious me, what a bore. Off with you. Quite clearly, you wouldn't have done at all. Shoo.
The elf is reading a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia. He looks up, his big round eyes scanning your body, absorbing every detail. He reaches out and examines your bandages, rubbing them between his fingers.
Fascinating.
He sits back and returns to his book, flicking quickly from page to page, completely oblivious to your presence.
It is simultaneously too detailed and insufficient. I know the beginning of this tale and the end, but I am rather missing the middle. Tell me, what do you know of our world's history? Oh, please. I have no interest in that. Your books are too full of it already. No, I want to know about the Celestial. I want to know about your gods. This text tells me that they created all creatures, but nothing of what came before. Where did these gods come from? Who are their people? Where are the others of their kind? Of course you don't have any useful information. Why did I expect anything else? Now please, run along. I have a world to decipher.
No amount of pestering will get the elf to take his eyes off his book or respond to your questions.
Here to register, sir. Good, good. Magister Williams is just about done with the last passenger. You faring okay so far? Glad to hear it. You head on in now. Williams will get you sorted fast.
Keep those bolts trained on.
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking magisters. They keep their crossbow trained.
So you admit it then?
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only the beginning.
She turns her head and looks you straight in the eye.
There are others whose lives must end.
Good God. Come on, you there, sorcerer. Go and fetch Magister Siwan. We need to do more than...
It means your journey draws to a close.
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
I'm just about to create a scene.
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts Source, the Void Welcome will come. They'll end us all.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
What happened?
The hound paws desperately at its snout. It winces. The dog notices. It sneezes suddenly.
Can't smell. Oh, please, make it stop. Oh. Too much. Too much. Can't smell.
The dog whines and can.
Not long before this thing snaps into splinters! Damn, that doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards. life of fine grace, what was...
He eyes the collar circling your neck and reaches a hand towards his blade.
Another sorcerer!
The Magister's companion doesn't blink, frozen in place at the sight of you.
Like you don't know? Mutiny! Did that witch fix your collar too?
He whispers loudly to the other Magister.
Don't just cower there, Rix! Take out your blade!
Rix grabs his sword, which shakes in the rhythm of his trembling hand. Rix looks to his companion, who then looks to you. They drop their hands to their sides.
Go on then. Find a place to hide and stay there.
And you thought Rivellon was flat?
Bishop Alexander. If Lucian were alive, what would he think of his son's divine order?
God damn it! We need to get off this wreck, and quick!
And are suddenly face to face with an undead. His skull is bizarrely angular, and the skeleton is quickly leafing through a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia, muttering to himself.
No. What damn fools record knowledge on a pulped tree? It catches fire, it turns into must when wet, it cannot even resist acid.
The skeleton looks up and notices...
Oh, it's you. Shouldn't you be running and screaming or some such?
The skeleton groans and looks back to his book, frantic.
Yes, indeed. It's the look of someone that wants to read the bloody book he's holding. Now, if you're really quite finished, I believe you have lifeboats to flee to. Remember, you may not be about to drown, but there are more dangers than a wet skull. Humans do not take kindly to the defleshed.
The skeleton resumes his search, leafing through page after page, while hunching over the book in a futile attempt to keep it...
Great God, something's pounding on the hull!
The marking on the door was painted recently, judging from its pungent scent. You recognize the symbol immediately for what it is. A warning of death fog within. You press your palm against the door to open it. Your fingers clack against the wood, and you suddenly feel grey. The touch leaves you numb, dull. It doesn't budge. The door groans open, but an ashen shadow clouds your mind.
Death fog? Good thing I'm immune. Still, this means trouble. Need to get off this ship.
The dwarf yanks at one of the nearby ropes to no avail.
Said there were other people down there. We need to help them.
You see those tentacles, kid? It's time for getting the hell out of here.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. There's a ladder right over there. You can go straight down.
You're gonna be the death of us, you hear?
Wait! Boy Woken!
These beardless bugs won't sink the ship on my watch. The dark with me.
They who are about to triumph.
Let the games begin.
I've faced worse.
I thought Voidwoken was supposed to be scary.
Telling her there might be more. We need to move.
We make a pretty good team. Oh wait, he's hungry.
I hear something. It's Magister Sil. She tries to speak, but can only gape as she clutches her neck, trying to stem the bleeding of a gushing wound. With jagged movements, she raises blood, quickly soaks through the cloth. It's working. The pressure is stemming the flow of blood. C1 clutches your arm. Something within the ship snaps. The floorboards shudder. C1 struggles to her feet, clinging to you tightly. The ship lets out a deep groan, then cracks.
Ripping the ship apart!
I have plans for you, child. Rise.
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Oriven.
Those Voidwoken made short bloody work of the ship. Am I the lone survivor? I thought the Order would get rid of any trace of the old Source King.
The child has a small...
I'm not supposed to talk to strangers.
The child considers your statement.
You're weird. Are you a sorcerer? One of those guys that brings the bad void things here?
The child looks at you straight on, unafraid, searching the shadows cloaking your face. He lifts his mirror to his nose,
I don't see any source on you or me. I guess they're wrong. Or crazy. Maybe you're right. At least they don't mind where anyone goes. They know we can't leave the island, and it's a lot nicer out here than outside. They're gone now. Their Magisters took them already. I guess now they're cured. And maybe they're waiting for me back at home. But you didn't die. There isn't anywhere safer. That you'll see. I guess I am, but it's just normal to be scared. Nowhere.
This statue must be 1,000 years old. I wonder how much longer it'll last. Voidwoken. Those are the same beasts that sank our ship. Damn, they made it to shore. I thought these bloody collars were supposed to keep those things at bay. Drowned and eaten by a Voidwoken. I wonder in which order.
You spot a strange lizard. Yes, you recognize him from the ship. It would seem you're not the only one who survived the tentacle. The lizard turns about with a graceful...
Yes, I imagine you do. Your mate, chances are I wouldn't have survived. You have my...
Hand over heart, he salutes you with a bob of the head.
Yes, I'm sure you've all... Now then, if there's nothing further... I'm sure...
He sighs.
Tell me, what do you see when you cast your glance over this ocean? Touché.
He looks out over the water once more, and so do you. A few
As for myself, when I consider this vast expanse before, I see continents dotted with mighty cities. And shimmering along the soft curve of the sea's horizon, I picture the palaces that formed my paradise. Lost. Of course, it's rather specific. Quite obviously, I'm musing over the very actual empire that I...
Suddenly, having all the air of being deeply offended, he's...
Well, don't just stand there gawking like an ape at an abacus. The very same. I am the Red Prince. The Of course you know me.
There's a brief moment's pause.
That said, I suppose I must... The grandeur that is my fate has truly. A kind offer indeed. And you've already proven to be trustworthy enough. You came back for the others on that. Fine, I accept. On one for reasons I'll not disclose right now, it is imperative that I should meet with a dreamer. I've reason to believe one of them may be present on this island. promise me we'll look for him. You do tend to beat around the bush, don't you? Oh well, that wishy-washy answer will have to do then. Oh my word, how you do astound me. Come now, did you really think a handful of linen towels can fool me? But don't worry. I have studied the arcane arts for years, including necromancy and demonology. I do not hold the petty prejudices of common folks. In fact, I prefer the exceptional in all things. So, now that that's settled, first things first. Even if you are as versed in the art of eloquence as I am, that our swords will be doing a lot of the talking from here on out goes with... As a born fighter, I prefer the perfection of the blade myself. But I'm well acquainted with the secrets of magic, and yes, even subterfuge. What say you? Very well. Onwards, then, to victory...
The Red Prince nods and gives you a smile that wavers ever so delicate.
Now, as you're aware, of course, there are other forms of...
A black cat. Some would see this as an omen.
The cat's eyes are clouded and grey, but it stares at you with acute
What? How? Huh? Yeah, fine. I'm fine. I'm not sure. It's all a little foggy.
The cat opens his mouth as if to speak, but his eyes lose focus, and with a...
Stay back, sorcerer.
We know you've been...
I do not cut my... If you can tell...
This can't be serious.
You should know by now to obey your superior, Magister, whatever she may ask. Stop! My father... The fate of Dallas.
Yes, you're... What a waste. Come. We'll be needed elsewhere.
The lizard magister, or what's left of her, lies in a puddle of gore.
She was a lizard, yet a magister. No matter her reasons, her penalty was fair.
Come on then, Lexi. Pay up.
An odd-looking young woman is staring intently at the statue to the divine. Fingers curled, her head snaps, light suddenly flash.
Hi, who are you, some guy? I'm Losa. Pleased to meet you. Ah, it's nothing really. It's just... I'm just a bit... well, a bit... hospitable? Wait, you mean you don't recognize me? Ha! This is great. Really, well, it's a damn good story. Well, I was giving this concert up, but I guess it was too good. I had me a little sauce flare-up. Everyone went a bit, I don't know, wild. I snapped out of it before anyone got hurt, but the Magisters caught me backstage afterwards. Ah, it's nothing really. It's just... I'm just a bit... well, a bit... hospitable? Put it like this. You've never been a host, I bet. That's because you're an infested clump of leaves on the side of the road. That ain't bad, though. But I'm a roadside inn. Red door, flowers out front. Like a goddamn gold star inn for the disembodied.
She gives you a searching look.
You seem pretty well adjusted. Ain't that just the truth? So, how are you enjoying the joy? So true. And you can stay as long as your heart desires, free of charge. So, you want to check this place out together? Strength in numbers and all that. Who said anything about otherworldly? Demons and brain ghosts are just as mundane as you or I. Mostly you. So, want to go together? It does, right? Before we head out, I've got more than a few tricks up my sleeve, so you'll have to pick which one I'll pull out if... when push comes to shove. Lately I've been into the enchanting arts, but I can shoot, slash, summon, steal, whatever your little black heart desires. So, what'll it be? Sounds fine. So, we're good to go? Yeah? Well, that was easier than I thought. And I'll do my best to stay myself. Lead the way. Well, no, or I wouldn't have joined up with you, would I? Don't worry. I'm sure your get-up will fool most people hook, line, and sinker. I'm sensitive. Knew who you were the moment you rolled up. So don't worry, and lead the way, your deadliness.
I find I need bread. I want no trouble.
Bread or brisket, toes the same.
Your grift teaches you to bully others. This is not your business, long pig.
Don't let this just stand.
Lone wolf.
The thug.
Pay up, elf. No.
The intense-looking burrow looks...
Ah, get out of it.
The elf smiles.
Follow me, before more of them trouble us. There is a safe place.
Dallas, you...